So this is a Shadow Complex.
Okay. So you start off the game with a bang. You're just right thrust in the middle of this action sequence where this group is trying to assassinate the vice president. And you have to try and take them out really fast. And this is where we kind of give players access to some of the sweet stuff they get later, like a foam gun where they can freeze a guy and then take him out. They've got powered up armor where you can just punch guys across the screen.
Nice.
One of the cool things about the game is you have off-axis gameplay where you can shoot into the background. And I can use my rockets to, take out this chopper.
That's something you can never do in Metroid, right?
Right.
So now you
we've done a lot of stuff that we think is just, that's kind of the base of just the idea of exploration and just bringing it forward. So I'm going to skip the cutscenes just for the sake of this.
Alright.
So we kind of start the game with a really kind of fast action sequence. And one is to give the players just a taste of some of the stuff that they'll get later in the game, but also kind of establish what's going on in the world. So then the game starts with you as Jason Fleming and your girlfriend hiking through this, the woods in Washington. When you guys get separated in these caves that you're exploring. And you start the game with nothing more than a flashlight. So you start the game with a flashlight and the ability to run and jump. And so I begin to explore these caves to look for her. And it's not too long before I come across her backpack.
Alright.
Now, this it's not good that her backpack's sitting in a cave somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so it starts to set up the story a little bit, but also I get her backpack, which gives me access to her climbing gear. So now that I have the climbing gear, I can wall jump. I can grab on ledges. The game starts to open up, right? So Shadow Complex is all about exploration, punctuated by moments of combat. We really wanted to make a game that was really about exploring a world and finding things. So you come across this door in the middle of these caves, and you see your girlfriend getting dragged into it by these military-looking guys. And it's not too long before Jason starts to discover what's going on. And once he goes through that door, he finds this massive underground military complex. And he starts to uncover what's going on, and he discovers this group whose goal is to collapse America into a new civil war by launching all these attacks on the United States. And so Jason comes to the realization that the only way he and Claire are going to survive is if he finds a way to steal their stuff and use it against them. So the game starts off and you're initially just trying to find Claire, right? You're exploring the base, looking for different things. Now one of the cool things with the flashlight is that not only this illuminates dark places, but it also reveals secrets. It reveals things you can interact with. So my inventory screen shows me that orange things require guns, green things require grenades. Because one of the things in those older games, you'd have to bomb every square of the world to find something.
Oh yeah, and the doors in Metroid were color coded, so sort of like that, right?
Yeah, and so what we wanted was to have something that would be a little more easy for modern players to understand and to interact with. So I see a power-up on the other side of that. Great, but I can't get to it yet because I don't have a gun. So I keep looking for Claire. And I get here too late. They've taken her into that door back there. So these guys assume that you two, to find their base, you assume you're probably FBI or CIA or something. And so they start to interrogate Claire. And they come to the conclusion pretty quick that they're going to interrogate her a lot further and kill her. And so Jason realizes right now that he's really got to do something. And so he picks up a gun and he starts to go forward.
So this is just a regular guy with no military training, or what's his background?
There is some of that. I just skipped it. We have a big flashback in that scene right there where he grew up with his father as a big general in the military.
Alright.
He trained him and all this stuff growing up, and Jason just didn't want any violence in his life. He wanted to do something a lot more just normal and peaceful, and and his dad's like, I don't know, someday you never know when you're gonna have to defend what you love, type of thing. And he gets thrown into this situation where now he has to, use guns and violence when he wouldn't prefer to. So he has all this training, but he really is kind of a normal guy who can be badass.
Nice.
So.